Chicago Bears draft grades are presented by Manscaped. Shout out to Manscaped. They got the best men's grooming products on the planet. If you want to stay nice and tidy, do so with Manscaped. Manscaped.com/chat. That's going to get you 20% off plus free shipping. You can check the link in the comments and in the description. That is manscaped.com/chat. All right, let's get into some draft grades here on Chicago Bears now as the Bears finally made some selections here in the second round of the 2022 NFL Draft. Here were the 3 picks that Ryan Poles made, and if you want them in further detail, well, we have videos for all 3 of these selections. Kyler Gordon, the quarterback out of Washington, was pick number 39. Bears went secondary twice. Jaquan Brisker, the safety out of Penn State at number 48. And then it was Velus Jones Jr., the wide receiver / returner out of Tennessee. No trade downs. I'm guessing the Bears tried to make that happen, but that did not end up being the case. We'll hand out grades for each of these selections coming up throughout today's video. But I want to know from you guys first. Favorite day 2 pick for the Bears? Type KG for Kyler Gordon. Type JB for Jaquan Brisker, or you can type VJ for Velus Jones Jr. Get your votes in. Your favorite day 2 pick for the Bears was who? We'll go in order here. Let's start with Kyler Gordon at number 39 overall, a player we talked about a decent amount the last couple of weeks. I think I mocked him to the Bears in one of my mock drafts. Decent size, 5'11 and a half, almost 200 pounds, but a really, really good athlete with good coverage skills as well. Excellent athlete, really good vertical, can play some slot, can play some outside. I think one of the bigger knocks on him is the fact that his main production and starting time really came here in 2021. Before then, not a ton of experience. So, it's the classic. Is 1 year of starting college experience enough? I think it is, because the 1 year of tape really, really stood out to me when I took a look at Kyler Gordon. Of course, teammates with Trent McDuffie, who got drafted in the first round by the Kansas City Chiefs. I believe that you got a day 1 starter here out of Kyler Gordon. I really think he's that type of player. I think he'll plug in and be CB2. We'll take a look at the depth chart momentarily, but you look at the numbers closer here. 7 pass breakups, a couple of interceptions. Wasn't even targeted that much at Washington, as they had one of the best secondaries in college football. And look, you guys wanted offense. I get that, but the Bears got a plug-and-play starter, in my opinion, at pick 39, and I think that's job number 1, to get guys that can impact your football team, and Kyler Gordon can do that. I think he starts at CB2. Jaylon Johnson's your number 1 corner, and then Tavon Young can take those nickel responsibilities, and then we'll see where guys like Kendall Vilder and Thomas Graham Jr. and Duke Shelley fit into the fold for this football team, but corner was a need. If you didn't draft one, you were going to have to sign one in free agency. Now, you probably don't have to do that. Do you guys agree with me? Do you think Kyler Gordon will be CB2 for the Chicago Bears this year? Type Y for yes, type in for no. Let us know how you guys feel about this one down in the comments. Shout out Manscaped and shout out the Ultra Premium Collection. It's a 5 collection product you can get here from Manscaped, including you got the shampoo and conditioner bottle, the body wash, plus comes with body spray, deodorant, and lip balm as well. I use these products on a daily basis because it keeps me smelling good, keeps me fresh when I come into the office. The body spray is awesome too. If you get a quick workout in, don't have time to shower, a couple of sprays of that stuff, you're going to be feeling good. And it's not that Axe body spray garbage that we all thought was cool when we were 13. This is the real deal. Manscaped.com/chat. It's going to get you 20% off this full collection for just $39.99. Appreciate them for sponsoring our draft coverage. Manscaped, link is in the comments and in the description of this video. Let's go to round 2, pick 48. That is Jaquan Brisker, the safety out of Penn State. And by the way, I give Kyler Gordon a nice little A- grade there. I thought that was pretty good. We'll grade Brisker here in just a moment. 6'2", 206 pounds. I like this pick, man. And I know a lot of you guys are like, why are they going secondary again? Well, you got 2 starters. I think Ryan Poles proved in this draft that he followed his big board. He stuck to it. Great instincts, good against the run. He can play that linebacker safety hybrid, that classic box safety that can also cover as well. I think he can cover tight ends and some slot receivers. I think he's got the skills to do it. He's got the athleticism. as well. Great player at Penn State. Penn State always plugs out good pros, especially on defense, and I think Brisker is going to be no different. I think he's a plug-and-play starter, just like Kyler Gordon, and the Bears need that on both sides of the football. 5 pass breakups, 2 picks, really good in the box, has great instincts as a safety, can read the play as it is happening. And look, just because I think these guys will start doesn't mean they won't have a learning curve as rookies, but at the end of the day, you get guys that can come in here and perform at a high level right away and hopefully evolve into really, really good starters over time. You look at this secondary. I think what these 2 picks does is your starting secondary is set. Quarterbacks are going to be Jaylon Johnson and Kyler Gordon. Tavon Young's going to be your nickel. Eddie Jackson and Jaquan Brisker are going to be your safeties, and you got good depth. Duke Shelley, Kendall Vilder, and Thomas Graham are all 3 guys that have played in the NFL. DeAndre Houston-Carson is a really good third safety. Dane Cruikshank is a good special teams player and a good backup safety as well. I like the depth. I like the starters. Your secondary is good to go. That's the good news from today's NFL draft. By the way, we're going to go live tomorrow for day 3 of the draft, probably early 5th round, late 4th round, somewhere in there. We'll break down picks 148 and 150 for the Chicago Bears. The Bears still have a trio of picks to come tomorrow, so subscribe and join us for that. We got you covered. Hit that subscribe button here on Bears Now. We'll see you for day number 3. But one more pick to go as I give Brisker a nice little B-plus grade. Let's see what I give Velus Jones Jr., the wide receiver / return man out of Tennessee. This was the pick that kind of had people going, first curveball, right? 6 foot, 204 pounds, so decent size, really good athlete. Ran a 4.31 in the 40, good speed. But I think people were like, okay, what's up with this pick? Because this was a 4th, 5th round type of guy that the Bears took fairly early in the 3rd round. 4th, 5th for most people. Now, I did see Chris Sims, he's got some hot takes when it comes to the draft, but sometimes he hits. He said he loves this picks for the Bears and for Justin Fields' skill set, so take that for what it's worth. But Velus Jones Jr. projects as a elite returner. Can he be a reliable weapon on the outside? I like the speed. I mean, straight line speed is there. Can he just run a bunch of go routes? If he can, that'll be interesting. But is he a starting caliber receiver as a rookie? I don't know. The good news is older prospect, 25, a lot of experience. He should be mature in that sense. Definitely a good special teams player. There's no doubt about that. Didn't break out until year 6 of college football as a receiver. Started at USC, transferred to Tennessee, never had more than 300 receiving yards until 2021. Then he has over 800, had 7 touchdowns as well. There's clearly some upside here. This feels like a upside, bit of a gamble pick for Ryan Poles, which he didn't do that with the first 2 picks. He took 2 surefire starters. Velus Jones, this could go either way. You could have a real player here, an elite returner and a starting receiver, or you could have a guy that, is good on special teams, but that's kind of it. You're hoping for more when you take at 71 overall in the 3rd round. But we saw growth his last year at Tennessee. The numbers really jumped out compared to the rest of his career. He had more stats this year as a receiver than his entire prior 5 seasons in college football. Long of 72. He can hit the home run. The question is, can he hit the single? Can he hit the double? Can he run more of the route tree than just the go ball? So we'll see what happens on that front. I thought this was more of a gamble for Ryan Poles. Jalen Tolbert was still on the board when they selected Velus Jones. I believe Bernard Raymond was still there, so they could have taken a couple of guys I was higher on. But, sometimes you gamble in the draft, and I don't mind doing that from time to time, especially when your first 2 picks were more on the safe side and guys that you feel comfortable about starting from day 1. Do you like the pick of Velus Jones? Type L for like, type D for dislike. I'm cool either way. If you don't like it, that's cool. I don't blame you. There's certainly more risk involved with this pick compared to the other ones. L for like, D for dislike. Curious to see what you guys feel about this one. All right, we're going to be live again tomorrow for day 3 of the NFL Draft, rounds 4 through 7, live on Chat Sports. Subscribe, youtube.com/chatsportstv. We'll see what Ryan Poles does on day 3. We, of course, will be live here on Bears Now as well, so subscribe here also. I'm Harrison Graham. Thanks to Manscaped. We will see you guys tomorrow here on the channel.